In China and beyond, we wanted to get a better sense of what life is like for expats. The British bank HSBC put together a comprehensive country-by-country survey, and here are some of the findings. When it comes to making their money go further, HSBC says China is #1. As for meeting a life partner, expats find the most success in Italy. No surprise there. For raising children, expats prefer New Zealand, ranking just ahead of South Africa. For getting into local food, expats say there is no beating Turkey, and many are headed to the Middle East for job opportunities, choosing countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. How complicated is it to get a visa to live in China, and what exactly is the draw luring foreigners into the country? We talked about that with Laura Danielson, an international immigration lawyer with the firm Fredrikson Byron.
So the average professional really needs to have an employer in China that can sponsor him or her to go to China. It's not good enough just to go over on behalf of a company, but there actually has to be a sponsor that gets a labor permit first from the government, and then after that, the individual will get the visa from the United States or from whatever country they're coming from. And then when they get to China, they get a work permit, and after that, a residence permit.
And these immigration policies, from what I understand, continue to evolve. Just a few weeks ago, China lowered the threshold for these permanent residency green cards. How quickly are these policies changing? And are they changing quickly enough to keep up with the demand?
Well, you know, I started going to China. I went to China the very first time in 1988, and there were very few foreigners there at all. And then now I've been going back and forth steadily for 10 years to our law firm office in Shanghai. And so what we've seen in the last couple of years is a real tightening of rules and regulations, because up until not too long ago, I don't think China really was thinking too much about the need for immigration laws. But now it's really clear that there's more and more expats that go to China and work in China, and so they definitely don't want people just coming over on business visitor visas and staying there and working. So we've definitely seen a big change in the last few years.
And of course, the list of reasons why people want to live and work in China seems to be growing. The British bank HSBC says China is first in disposable income for expats, meaning money goes further in China. On the flip side, it takes a long time to get the work. China ranks 14th to commute time for expats, but when the workday is done, many say the social life is pretty good. China also ranks 3rd in that category. While it may not be the best place to raise children for expats, ranking 33rd overall, China is the world's 3rd best place for expats. So I guess, Laura, the question is, what do you make of this survey? How true is all this?
Well, it actually rings pretty true to me. I have, as I said, I've been going back and forth for 10 years, and I've just steadily seen an increase in things to do. And Shanghai is where I am based half the time, and Shanghai is an exciting place. There's, you know, all food from all over the world. There's activities to do. It's it's buzzing with quite a, you know, spark of aliveness. And people say the same thing about Beijing, although there's, you know, some concerns about pollution and so forth that are a little greater there. You're kind of on the cusp of change, you know, that resonates throughout the world. So it's definitely an exciting place for young expats to be.
So looking toward the future right now, there are fewer than 1 million foreigners living in China, a country, of course, of more than 1 billion people. Do you expect the number of expats in China to increase in the years ahead?
Well, I guess that just kind of depends on the economy. So when the economy experienced a dip in the U.S. and worldwide, we did see sort of a pullback of some big U.S. and European companies in terms of the number of people they were sending to China. But you know, things really depend. You know, it depends a lot on the economy and what happens in the future. But I would say it's trending in that direction. We're seeing a lot more people in the United States who are training their children in Chinese. So, you know, surely those young people, when they graduate, are going to want to go to China and experience that culture firsthand.
All right, Laura Danielson, we certainly appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.